All right, and we are live. Hey guys, Michael and Rob here at Lake Michigan Angler. It's been a while since I've seen you all. Hopefully, you guys have been well. I'm glad to be back. We got a lot to talk about. Fishing. We'll give a fishing report now that the fall is here. We're going to talk about the fall king run as it's underway. We got events going on. We've got some hot baits that have been working well. So let's just jump into some of the housekeeping real quick. Right now, this is the beginning of King Week. This is our annual event, more of a laid back. We refer to it more of an event-based thing. It's a week-long fishing event where folks can go out and target kings for the fall run, put together their best 5 biggest king limit, and kind of how it works, right? Winner with the biggest bag gets some money. And so we got that underway. So you can expect to see some fish being brought in here. We'll share some pictures as folks bring in their catches, and hopefully we see some big ones. It'll be nice to see some big fish. Next week, a week from today, is our final Big Pond Brawl event presented by Fish Hawk Electronics. We're excited about that to conclude the entire year. And for next week, if you want to sign up, we still have open slots for those that want to just join for that one event. You can go to LakeMichiganAngler.com. On the homepage, you'll see the Brawl sign up. Hit the form and sign up. It's great because this one really it's really going to be about the kings for the most part here. With these fish coming in here, I suspect most anglers are going to target them at the pier heads, maybe some that are staging offshore, some that are in the harbors. So it's going to be really cool and interesting to see how that day turns out. So if you want to jump into it, it's small boat friendly. You can fish out of a couple different ports, Waukegan, North Point, Kenosha, and Racine. A lot of flexibility. It allows you a chance to strategize your day. Based upon reports, based upon pre-fishing. So jump up in there. It's a big prize pot, and it's going to be a good time. And for those that are in the series, this is the last one. It's a pretty tight race. When you look at the top 10 boats in the series, there's not a super big spread in terms of points. So, one big box can really change from people's standings and stuff. So we'll look forward to that. And whoever wins the series, we have the trophy in the back, but we've got the trophy that will have their boat name engraved and plated onto the trophy, and we'll have that thing displayed here behind to start that tradition. So we're looking forward to that. So again, you can sign up for the Big Pond Brawl last event on the 14th, single day event. You can go to LakeMichiganAngler.com for that. Now, let's talk about the beginning of the fall king run. People are definitely out there fishing. I've been out the last couple of days myself. Rob, what have you been hearing from folks just throughout the week?
Actually, it hasn't been easy fishing, but talking to several shore fishermen, they are catching some fish here and there, just putting in their time. I've heard of fish being caught from shore in Kenosha this week, actually by the mouth of the Pike Creek as well. Racine a little bit. Mostly on spoons and jigging spoons, casting spoons like KO wobblers, jigging spoons like the P-line laser minnows, some moonshine casting spoons, a little bit of that. Just sporadic though, it seems like there's a few guys that have been consistently able to catch a fish here and there in the morning, right after the sun comes up. I'm not hearing too much at night from the people I'm talking to, but here and there, like some evening fish. Just kind of random though. Worth fishing. But yeah, it's not like you're going to go catch your 5, that's for sure.
It is a grind. I've been out twice this week. I was out yesterday and Wednesday, I think it was. So what I can tell you just for me out in the kayak, it's tough. Like I have live scope. I'm seeing some fish. There's not a ton of them in the harbor. And when they're in there, another thing I noticed surprisingly is they're pretty high up in the water column, even though it's really warm water. It's like low 70s. So they're moving around. They've been hard, and I've taken a king each trip, and it's been happening right at sunset, right around 7:30, right in that last little bit of light goes down. And it was interesting. I was telling Rob is that normally you can get a couple bites. You might not land them all, but you'll get a couple whacks, a couple hookups, and they might pop off. It's just been one and done. It's 2 days for me, so. It's interesting. It's a little. So far, it's just a little different from this same time last year for me. But they're around, and it's just going to be a matter of putting in some time out there. We'll talk about some lures I've been working for myself and for some of the guys at shore. We talked about little Cleos, great option. The glows, the blue glow, the green glow, really can't go wrong with that. You also have your Kale wobblers, Cassies around here. This is just not for shore guys too. If you're in a small boat, if you're in a kayak, sometimes it makes more sense to just kind of spot lock and cast around areas where these fish are transiting. That's one tip I'd recommend folks to put some time in. Those who are on the water on a boat or a kayak, use your electronics and really look and see where you see these fish transiting through, because every harbor, they kind of figure out a way. There's like these highways in them. So if you find and identify where those areas where they travel along, set up on it and work that area, and you can cast on it pretty effectively. You could troll for sure. Sorry. Yeah.
Another thing with like this style of spoon, a lot of people just like to cast and retrieve them, and then they'll jig the jigging spoons like the moonshine jigging spoon or the P-line laser minnows. But this style, like this or a crocodile, a Cleo, any of these, like when everybody else is using regular jigging spoons that are just fluttering down, and you have the one guy jigging something like this, got a lot more action on the way up. Sometimes that gives you a little bit of an advantage over the other ones. Just something different in the water to piss off those fish.
Yeah. And another tip while we're talking about these kinds of Cleos and the Kale wobblers, cast them out, let them drop. Let them hit the bottom and slow roll them. If you ever fish a spinnerbait, just slow roll them back to you. You really want to work and keep that spoon going through the water column at each depth a little slowly. Gives them a chance to, attack it in front of them. And one thing I will say to the shore guys, a lot of times, a lot of shore guys will cast out into the middle. I'll tell you what, I think there's a missed opportunity, because when I'm fishing in harbors, there's nobody on shore and I can get up on the seawall. A lot of these fish are right in front of you. I would cast a little bit more like 15 degree and work that side versus always casting towards the middle.
Not always easy if there's a lot of people.
But, sure. But if you have the space.
Yeah, if you have the space, I've had numerous shore fishermen tell me that their bites this week have been fairly close to the wall.
They are running along the walls, and that's why I talked about identify where they're traveling through. And each harbor might be a little bit different, but identify those areas and work those. We also got some of the moonshine castings here as well, so you get the idea. We got a variety and the glow stuff here. Next, let's talk about. We also got the P-lines. So if you are going to do vertical jigging, P-lines are a great option. You can work these guys. You can also do the Castmasters and vertically jig those guys. One of my favorites is the Green Glow Castmaster.
Yep.
That's a staple. So if you want to do some vertical jigging, one of these two guys, you can't go wrong with that. I do want to say plugs have been. I've got some wax, but they haven't stuck on them. The glow, just the flat glow guy for me has gotten some hits, as well as the Mother of Pearl Wonder Bread. Those two have been working for me in the size 4s. I've been running the big guys and not a whiff, but the little guys, they've been coming up, watching them kind of interact with it, swiping at it, pops, nothing stuck. And if you are going to be using these guys, if you're on a boat, obviously you can run them off your rigger. If you're not in a boat, if you're in a kayak like myself, the 8-ounce muskie size, right? Is it muskie? Yeah. Torpedo is the way to go. You don't really. The 8 ounce is perfect for this because you're in the harbor, you're near shore. Put it on there. I like to put it back about 25, 30 feet. Clip on the weight. Send it down to whatever desired depth. And keep in mind, with about 25, 30 feet of line out, it's going to dive another 5 feet for wherever you set the weight at. So keep that in mind so you're not dragging it onto the bottom. And then tried and true. These guys right here caught me my fish the last couple of days. You've got the reef runners. You've got the Mag 44. You've got the Reef Runner 800 series. Both these colors took fish for me. The Lucky Larry, Chartreuse Zebra. No surprise, they do a brunt of the work. Especially the folks that are in the kayaks know these are staples for the kayak guys. Speaking of which, we released some pictures this week on some customs that we have coming in collaboration with Mr. Chrome. Rob, when do we have an ETA?
I think middle or towards the end of next week by the time they actually get here.
Yeah.
So between Wednesday and Friday, they'll be available to buy.
Yeah. So we'll have those in there. Yet to be named color, but we're excited. They look great and they glow.
Yeah, they look pretty awesome.
These are the best looking glow. There's not many glow options when it comes to reef runners, to be honest with you.
No.
They have like the blue head chartreuse glow, but that's.
They don't glow very well.
No.
So these are going to be legit glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Reef runners.
So we're excited about that. Trying to think if there's anything else.
I was just going to say, we do have skein available.
Yes.
If you want a skein fish, you don't have any skein, we've got that available. And then if you do get your own, we have a whole assortment of different egg cures, from Atlas Mike's Shake and Cure, the Potsky egg cures, croak here is, and this one's my favorite. I just got in. This is the Last Supper right here. Definitely been my favorite egg cure the last few years. One of our best sellers the last couple of years. So these just got here earlier in the week. They are available online and in the store. But this Last Supper, and this, in particular in this glow red color, is very, very good.
Yeah. So we got skiing. Any questions? Feel free to drop it in right now before we wrap up, so we can answer those. What was I gonna say? Oh, I did also take a whack on the Old Money, Mr. Chrome Flasher with a green crinkle for the Kings. It didn't stick on, but it got whacked twice. They just didn't stick. They popped off the rigger on mine. So that was getting some attention. So you can still run a flasher fly, I think, perhaps, especially with those fish that are moving in. Those fish that just move in, they'll still hit like a spoon, flasher fly. The ones that have been in there for a while, those are the ones that get a little.
You got to aggravate them.
Yeah, those are the ones you got to really work for. The two fish I caught, one was about 13, 14 pounds, which is about par for the course, comparable to last year. The one I caught last night, definitely like 20. It was a female, big fat, full of eggs. Gave her away to a guy who wanted it. So good to see some size. I'm hoping to see a lot more in the 20 pluses. But right now, it's definitely a little bit of a grind. Just got to put time on the water. Focus on those low light periods, early morning, evening. I haven't heard much for folks fishing midday. Sometimes it could be good in the midday too.
Here and there, I hear of a fish caught, but it hasn't been amazing.
Yeah. So we're waiting to kind of see how things pan out here. Shout out to Russell checking in. Thank you. Shout out to Pack Right Lures. Morning. How you doing, my friend? Jacob said, seen you in the harbor the other night. Any luck? Yeah, like I said, just caught one each night. Nothing super incredible. Didn't get multiple bites, which shocked me, honestly. So just we'll see, man. We're just at the mercy of like these fish, and perhaps if we get some kind of better wind conditions that really.
I think the rest of the week the wind is looking somewhat favorable for getting rid of some of this warm water. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
we need a lot. There's a lot of warm water. It's going to take a lot of good wind to get it out here.
I dropped my probe yesterday. Just, let me see what's going on here. It was pretty much 70 top to bottom. So, that's all we got. Any questions, let us know. And if not, leave it in the comments of this video. But plenty of stuff we have here. If you needed to get out there and have some success, let us know. Again, if you're interested in the brawl, sign up at LakeMichiganAngler.com. You can also find all the gear we talked about on the website as well as here in the shop. Come by, stop by, and see us. And we'll recap next week with an update on the fishing. So have a good day. Tight lines, guys.